Greetings. This is Skylar Saunders Singh. What's current? Okay, Drizzy, back on top. Back on top. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen. He came out with Party Next Door and said, you know what? We're gonna make this a jam. Some sexy songs for you. Top the Billboard 200 albums, and it didn't have the impact as much as his previous efforts. It's one of his lower selling ones, but it's still number one, and that marks 14 albums at number one that Drake has scored, tying him with Jay-Z and Taylor Swift for the most number one albums ever to be bestowed upon or ever earned, really, I should say, by an individual artist. Now they compile them, and they include the collaborative albums, obviously, because this is a collaborative album as well. And I think I listened to it. I'm like, this is true. This is like, it took me back to my relationship with my girlfriends. A lot of songs that we would play during special times. Um, um, but I actually liked it. I actually liked how it flowed. And I have to say this. I was wrong. I thought Drizzy was Goliath, and I thought Kendrick Lamar was David. It's not true. Drake is a Hydra. I had the wrong mythology. I had Christian mythology mixed, it's really Greek mythology. His whole operandi, his whole modus operandi is to have, you cut off one head, two more grow in its place. It's very hard to kill a Hydra. So Drake is a Hydra. He took his head off. It's true. Kendrick took his head off, but two more heads grew in place. Who is this play? What's up? What do you think? Bruno Mars' new song, Fat, Juicier, and Wet. I meant Juicy. Oh, I haven't heard it. I gotta listen to it. I have to listen to it. But right now we're talking about Drizzy and Party Next Door and Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar, I was saying this a long time ago. I was right on this part. I said that Drizzy has fans and supporters and people and haters and everybody around the globe. That and Kendrick now has people around the globe because he performed at the Super Bowl. And he had more of a holding, across the world than previously. But with Drizzy, he has people. He has Catherine MacArthur in Boise, Idaho. Listen to his music. There's Ulysses Geronimo in Naples, Florida. There's Raphael and Raphael Ruiz in Toronto, in Canada, Toronto, Canada. They were waiting for Drizzy to come back. They're like, all right, that's cool, Kendrick. That's cool. You took him out. He's okay for a battle. He's okay. He knocked out Meek Mill. He got knocked out by Pusha T. And Kendrick just did work on him, just body blowed him and headshots and everything, just knocked him out completely. But he got off the mat. I'm mixing metaphors, but still. Let me see, who is this? Shot by Fabi. How did two heads grow in place? Because he got a number one. Yeah, because he got a number one with Party Next Door. That's how he got the two heads. Because like I said, Kendrick was the one. I'm trying to remember in the mythology who fights the Hydra. Who fights? Let's see. Who fights? I'm looking it up right now. In Greek mythology, I thought it was Hercules. Hercules fought and killed the Lemnian Hydra. The Hydra was a water snake with multiple heads that ravaged the countryside. So, I mean, maybe Kendrick might have been Hercules, but it's not, you know, really set in stone that he's like the champion of Kendrick, cause I mean of Drake, because Drake knows his place. He knows his place in hip hop and R&B. He makes songs for the, you know, for the women, for females. He makes songs for females, and the guys just listen to it. And he knew this from the very first part when he had his first album. He said on, well, not even on his album, it was the song that launched him. You the baby, you're the best. I can't remember if the song. What's it called? Let me see. Best I ever had. Yeah, best I ever had. When he came out with that song and said, let me make sure I get the right. Let me get the so. He said, when my album drop, bitches will buy it for the picture and niggas will buy it too and claim they got it for their sister. That's the reality that he generated about him around himself. Next week it's gonna drop way down. Only 2 songs out of 21 are doing anything. Okay. Kendrick is about to pass Billie Eilish and monthly listeners on Spotify. The record was like 80 million. Kendrick is now at 108 million. Okay. For a rap artist, of course, yeah. And Drake only reached 247. That's what I said. This was one of his lowest scoring albums, but it's still to hit #1. That still is a credit. That's still that the record companies still make, you know, a point of, even though it may not have sold as many, they still make a point of the fact that he sold at least enough to warrant a #1 album slot. He's gonna have reply to Kendrick once it was clear, and he didn't. People stopped listening. But I think, like I said, there's still people listening to Drake, still people enjoying his music. I, for one, am one of those people that enjoys music. I like the way that he has flair, that he has, you know, confidence, and he's vulnerable at the same time. And, you know, it's a hell of a mixture. It's very it has a independent vibe to it. You know, it doesn't seem like he's, you know, too much of a tool. He is a tool, but sometimes he comes across as somebody that doesn't have to be a tool. All right. Shoddy by Fabi. But your theory is that he's growing 2 heads, and that's not true. Okay, I disagree. The majority of his streams are from old albums. The newer stuff is not charting the same way, so he's not finding new alleys. Okay, you saying allies or ally? I'm not sure. And then Mike Flex, that dude is still on top, and I don't rock with him. That's your business. I respect that. I disagree. That's why he's not worth it for the basic anymore, for the labels anymore. When it comes to, oh my God, I have to do this, but it sucks. It's crazy. Re-upping the contract because his new stuff isn't hitting. His fan base is females. Yeah, that's like LL Cool J. LL Cool J is the Jerry West of hip hop. He's got the total package. He's got, you know, he's got some strong rhymes. He has vulnerable songs. He has a list of hits. If you want to be a rapper, you have to study LL Cool J. He has strength and longevity in all of his work. So I truly appreciate that. His fam, okay. He can't loose with that. Everybody says loose. I don't understand that. It's LOSE, not loose. Loose is like when you the reverse of tighten things up. Drake is trying to get money for what is stuff used to, oh my God, chart like, but labels are telling him that his new stuff isn't hitting as much. So he's not growing heads. He's just living in the space that he already was in. Now it's all good, and Mike. It's just the the chat room. I have to do it for myself because I'm always messing up with your, and your, there, and there. I always mess that up. So I'm not coming at you. It's all good, my friend. So yeah, I have to disagree because I just thought about it. I'm like, he's the Hydra, and he's not. And I guess it's a mixture. It's like, well, Kendrick was David, but Drake was Goliath. I mean, not Drake was the Hydra. He grew two heads. He like I'm mixing the mythologies, the Christian mythology and the Greek mythology, because he grew two heads with some sexy songs for you. Dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign for you. If that's how you properly say it. I would have agreed before, but not this time. Okay. You're entitled to your opinion. I have to go along. I have to stand on what I say. I'm not going to revert. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. No, I have to stay on my square. He was able to survive Pusha because he came back with hot music. This time he released 20 plus songs before this album, and none of them mattered. I don't know. I mean, like I said, once you hit number one, you're at number one. I mean, despite whatever issues you may have had in the past, whatever rap battles you may have encountered, you're still that guy. Drake is still that guy. Like I said, I said this in the past. I'm not a psychic. I'm not oh, I know everything there is to know about the hip hop game. No, I just see things and hear things and make my own mind up, like I did with the cross between Greek mythology and Christian mythology. So I think with Drake being a staunch supporter of female centric music, he knows how to get to the females, and this is music you really want to have sex to. This is really great sex music. They titled this very well. Like every song seems like you should be with whoever you are with. I don't care what sexuality you claim. I don't care if you're LGBTQ. I don't care if you're straight. As a straight man, I'm listening to these strong songs and saying like, damn, he's really for everybody. He's not like he has content that says that he's LGBTQ, but I'm just saying like the way that the songs are made, the way they're shaped, and how the drum patterns and the R&B references and stuff like that. That is what makes this current album very strong. All right, you're going a lot. You're doing a lot, Fabi. Let me make sure I get what you said. He always got a number one. Doesn't mean he hasn't dipped. That's true. That's a fact. That's a fact. The question is, will he be around in 10 years? I think so. Oh yeah, yeah. I think so. Before I even read, some of my voice went up. I think so. I didn't even see you say I think so. He will be. He's been around for 15 years. He's had 14 number one albums in 15 years. Who else has ever done that? Jay-Z, I think it took him 17 years or something like that. It took him a little bit longer, 20 years or something like that, to have 14 number one albums. And I don't know where Eminem is. Eminem has got to be up there too. He's got to be up there. Also, is Jay-Z, Taylor Swift. And the Beatles have 19 number one albums. Shot by Fabi. Cole, Kendrick will always get a number one, too. They are the type of artists that will always get number ones regardless. I can see that. Just based on their efforts, just based on their whole mentality, the way they express themselves, the way they've already solidified their position in hip-hop history. That's what I think it extends and creates something that's meaningful and special. Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake. Like that's what the whole issue was when it first started. The big three. That's what's amazing. Okay, let me see. Dude, no, it's not. The entire thing about it is that it isn't sexy music, because he had corny-ish in there, like the Madre song. I thought that was fire. And the song trying to diss Kendrick. Well, was it Give Me a Hug? The song trying to diss Kendrick? Is that the song that he was trying to diss him on? Give Me a Hug? Is that it? I could be wrong. It isn't about getting a number one. It's about how it performs after that initial week. That's a fact. That is true, because they say the percentage It's all about the point system. It's a point system when it comes to albums and how many you sell in the first week and how many the percentages of how many are sold the next week. And see how much the drop is. Same thing goes with movies. When the movie opens up big bang, number one at the at the box office. But what happens the weeks that follow? What percentage points will it gain or will it drop? That's a good observation, Shot. He does that because of social media, the same way that rock can fall over and over in theaters and not matter because they have massive followings. You can't compare artists from 30 years ago. I always said, well, even more than 30 years ago, almost 40 years ago, LL Cool J, because if everybody remembers his beef or his feud, I want to say beef, but his feud with Cannabis, he said, I can't remember the exact lines, but he said something along the line of saying, 99% of my fans have heels. Well, 99% of your fans don't exist. I was like, God damn, that's a hard line. He's nice. I'm just a hater. I'm dark skinned. New Jack. That's all right, Mike. I got you, Mike. Yeah, there are entire reviews dedicated to pointing out that it wasn't sexy music. I just have to disagree. I thought every song really slapped. I did not have. I was like, There were no. I usually go. I have my power beats in my ear. I'm usually like, I'm skipping. I didn't skip once. I thought I was. I was like, he's back. Drake is back. Drake is. I think he's going on tour soon, so he's back. He had a 50% drop in streams, okay, after the first week. GNX will probably be out next week, and GNX will be 13 weeks out. Yeah, GNX, when it dropped, it did 319,000. Way more than, what was it, 276,000 or 246,000 than SSS for you. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you on the numbers, and that's the thing. Most of the time, numbers don't lie. Mostly, for the most part, you can't make numbers lie. And what is this? What is OVO? OVO was first a part of Warner, then it switched over to the umbrella of UMG. So is UMG like promoting his work, or is he tried to sue him twice? I think, didn't he try to sue him twice? So what is that? What is that dynamic now with Drake's music? What is he doing? And it was a surprise drop with zero marketing and had 12 tracks. Half the songs had that SSS for you has, which matters, or money, money, money. I don't know. So say SSS or money, money, money. Dollar, dollar, dollar sign. If GNX would have 21 tracks like some sexy songs for you, it would have done 650K. Wow. Gold in the first week. That would have been crazy. That would have been amazing. So we have to really look at that. We have to look at those facts. I appreciate that, Shot. I appreciate that. You're challenging me, because I just popped into my head. I'm like, Drake came back. Like, he wasn't like Goliath. He was like the Hydra. The Hydra had, once you chop off one head, you get two more heads. But Hercules defeated the Hydra. We have to remember that. The Hydra was defeated, and according to Greek mythology. I was going by Christian mythology, the David and Goliath. That's like a very common understanding. The smaller guy against this giant, this super powerful person that everybody thinks is gonna win, and then he comes back with whop 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 whop. Took his head off. But I was confused. Maybe Kendrick is Hercules and Drake is Hydra. He might have had the two heads, but he still got out of here. Maybe he definitely was diminished. If he's not totally out of here, he definitely was diminished in his own way. He didn't have the possibility of bouncing back and showing extreme, numbers. If he did like 500,000, that would have been like, okay, he definitely bounced right back. But 124,000, what was it, 246,000, something like that. That's good. That's good for like a debut artist. If somebody debuted at that, they're like, oh wow. But Drake has been doing this for 15 years. It's like, what the hell? He's been doing this for close to 16 years. It'll be 16 years since he dropped Best I Ever Had, which was not on his first album. A lot of people think Best I Ever Had was on Thank Me Later. It wasn't. It was a loose single. It was a loose single. So to understand that too. But he's been running the game. And Kendrick, he had, like I said, he had scuffles with Meek Mill, Pusha T, but Kendrick was the one. Kendrick was that guy. Wizard, salute to you, sir. Make sure you tell like 12 people when you come in this room. Make sure you tell 12 people about this show, so I can get my sponsors. That's what I'm really doing this for. My sponsors, because they pay money to have their wares displayed on this platform. So make sure you do that. I appreciate it. So my boy, salute to you, Wizard. I see you. What do you think about the Drake thing? I put in the Hydra correlation, or the Hydra metaphor. It's like, and he had to do it with somebody. He had to do another collab album. Can he do another album by himself with just features? Can he do an album with no features? Can he be like J. Cole? That's the question. Can Drake do an album like with absolutely no features whatsoever? Can he do that? Can he just be all by himself on his own like Patti LaBelle? Can he do that? I wonder if he can do that, because it's very telling that he had Party Next Door on this album, because it's like, man, let me grab my man, put him on, put his his music on. I'll do some song. I'll do the tracks as well, but it's really Party Next Door's album. Can I say that? Is that fair to say? It's really Party Next Door's album. It's not really a Drake album. It's like Drake is of course on the album. It's Drake's name and his number one and stuff like that. But it's really a Party Next Door album. I'm just saying. From what I heard, it was more so geared towards Party Next Door. This was karma for what he did to Meek. Wow, what he did to Meek was crazy. He got Meek out of there. He made Meek forget he was a rapper. I think he should search for underground artists and put them on his records. That would be smart. The reason why he did Party Next Door, I think, is was a calculated move, because, like I said, if he did an album just by himself, it probably wouldn't have went to number one. To be honest, I can't. I mean, that's a conjecture. That's like theory that may that's maybe not be grounded. But I doubt that he would have went number one. I doubt it. I seriously doubt that he would have went to number one. But yeah, OVO, OVO, OVO. Drake needs features, but he doesn't. Wait a minute. Drake need features, but he don't. What do you mean? I'm kind of confused now. He need features, but he don't. He got Hotline Bling solo. Yeah. Well, what album was that off of? I can't even remember. What was that? Was that I have to look it up. Let me see. And I know when that Hotline Bling, I can only mean one thing. These days, all I want to do someone else. Back. Oh, Views. It was on Views. 2016. God damn, almost 10 years ago. Oh my God. I'm ancient. I'm an old man. So, let me see. What is this? He's need them, but he don't at the same time. He can hold his own. Okay. I disagree. I think he really needed Party Next Door for assistance. He needed an alley oop. Party Next Door lobbed him the ball. He slammed it through the hoop. He slammed it home. But he needed the alley. He couldn't just dunk it on his own, I don't think. He needed that alley-oop. Control was solo. God's Plan. Yeah, I know the singles. I'm talking about entire albums. God's Plan and what was it? Control? I don't remember him being on Control. Who was on Control? It was J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. Well, not J. Cole. It was Kendrick Lamar, Big Sean, and somebody else. I can't remember. Was it Drake? Can't remember. Are you talking about Controller? Not Control? Are you talking about Controller? Controller. He's just insecure right now. Yeah, I would agree with that. I can agree with that. But when you make songs like Controller and One Dance and Passion Fruit and what is it called, the Motto, that I still hold that to be his greatest album. Take Care has so many great songs on it. Had monster singles on it. Great. It's greatness. We are in a singles game. People don't need whole album. Well, I love albums. I love whole creations. I like albums that vibe and correspond to the artist's whole repertoire, what they represent. I love those kind of albums. I love the albums that have a storyline. Like I like to play the Thriller / Off the Wall game. Now Thriller is like the #1 selling album of all time, I think, or one of the, if not the most selling album of all time. But it didn't have a journey. It was just a list of songs that were created to make it a full-fledged monster. It was like a greatest hits instead of a full idea of an album, which was Off the Wall by Michael Jackson. I'm talking about Off the Wall was a great album. It started off thinking about having leave the 9 to 5 on the shelf and enjoy yourself, and then it ends towards the end, or one of the final songs was she's out of my life, and you're like, wow, we went on a journey here. We were just saying, having a good time partying, and now she's out of my life. Like, what we talk? Where are we going, Mike? Like, that was his greatest album, I think. I mean, you can say Thriller was great, but his greatest album was Off the Wall. So I think with Drizzy, his greatest album was Take Care, but I think maybe Views or maybe if you're reading this, it's too late, might be, regarded as his best. I don't know what his highest selling album was. Maybe Take Care was his. Let me see. Let me look up real quick. Drake's highest. Views. So I was right. Yeah, Views. Views is his best selling album. Multiple platinum. 6 times platinum. That was Take Care. Views was 6 times platinum too. But yeah, Drake's not worried about anything. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He can sign people to his record label. He can do stuff on his own. Now I think he's got a little bit of footing. He'll probably drop another album next year. I'm sure he'll do something like that all by himself, not like a Party Next Door collaboration. Drake has enough flows to do it on his own. Yeah, true. Drake put too many tracks on his album. You need 10 to 12 tracks that's not 15 or 20. I disagree. If you have 20 like hard tracks, then that's strong. That you can be strong on that. I agree with the fact that you can have 25 tracks, you can have 30 tracks, as long as they hit. I mean, I see your point, because if you have an attention span like most of the people that have during this era, it's a lot shorter than it was before, back in the 70s and 80s, where you listen to whole albums front to back. You could listen to Pink Floyd, you can listen to Stevie Wonder, you can listen to the Rolling Stones, you can listen to The late great Roberta Flack, Rockin' Power to Roberta Flack, Rockin' Power. But off the wall, off the wall is your favorite. Yeah, off the wall. I find it hard to choose. Michael got 3 rings. Wasn't bad. His third album. Yeah, this is what's interesting too. Bad. I like Bad because Bad was like Thriller Part 2 because it has that same kind of consistency of songs, but it doesn't have the same ring of an album, like each song flowing into the next. Bad was considered a failure. See, this is what's goofy about the whole industry. When you sell 80 to 100 million albums off a Thriller and become the biggest artist in the planet, on the planet, that is extraordinary. That's extraordinary. So when you have Bad, which only sold 30 million, they're like, oh, well, Mike, I mean, come on. What are you doing? What 30 million? 30 million. When's the last time you heard somebody sold 30 million of anything? We go by streams. Streams. Oh, he did 1 billion streams. Oh, she did 1 billion streams. But albums? Albums though? Like, it's like albums. Like whole albums. 30 million. Nobody even has come close to that, not to my knowledge. The person that I think comes close to that may be Taylor Swift. Maybe, I don't even know. I can't even think about anybody that did. I can just think about, let me see, who. I can't think of anybody that did 30 million. And nobody's doing 100 million. That's just not going to happen again. I don't see that happen again. Yeah, if it is good, but most of them tracks be throwaways and they still put them on the album. I didn't find a throwaway track on SSS for You. I didn't find it. I was looking for it. I wanted to hate. I wanted to say, man, this is garbage. This is corny. But it wasn't. I was like, this is pretty hard. This is strong. This is pretty good. This is a pretty strong album. I wasn't mad at him. Wizard says, yeah, Bad was him stepping away from Quincy. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Who was his main producer on History and what was it? Let me see. I can look it up. Michael Jackson albums. Looking it up right now. Let me see. We got Invincible. No, that's later on. Let me see. Dangerous, I think, was the one that came directly after that. Who was the producer on that? Who was the producer on Dangerous? Teddy Riley. Facts. Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley was the one that made that New Jack Swing sound. Yeah. And what was it? What did it sell? Certification and sales. In the United States, it sold 8 times platinum. 8 times platinum just in the United States alone. Worldwide, 32 million. So it was better than Bad. Great. Like Mike was on some. There's only a rare breed. With Mike was talking some next level stuff. He was on a new level of understanding that we still don't comprehend. Yeah, okay, let me see where we were. Yeah, man. Yeah, Wizard says, yeah, I want Drake to rap. I'm not listening to no love songs and subliminals. No, I love the love songs. I love Drake's love songs. That's what Kendrick said too. He said, I love when Drake is melodic, not gangster. Like that. Exactly. Like that's when you have a feud. When you have a feud is when you can give credit where credit is due. If you go back to Ether, Nas, when he went at Jay, he said, compared to Beans, you whack. Like that was like a sideways slap and a high. It's like your man is you corny, but your man is good. Your man has got the bars. Like that, and then he said, I'm like a proud dad looking at his only son that made it. and you were my brother. We could have, done it. I seen Kendrick album in Walmart. That's good. He's getting money. If you got an album in Walmart, that means you did something right. Teddy legendary? Yes, Teddy is a legend. Wizard is saying all this, by the way. Those New Jack Swing records hit different. Yeah, facts. All right, let me take a break for my sponsors. My first sponsor is LifeStrongApparel.com. Go there. I already have a customer. I already made my first sale. I need to make more. So be the next one to get your sea moss and your purple sea moss and your gel. Also, make sure that you are able to go to the checkout line and put in the promo code SKYLER20 or Skyler20 to get 20% off all your purchases. That's right, 20% off. So go to LifeStrongApparel.com, tell them that the silly guy Sky Saunders sent you on the contact section, and enjoy your products. Also, Beha Jackson, BEEJACKSON 5478 on YouTube. Make sure you get his subscriptions up. He has within his repertoire, as I'm liking the word repertoire now, he has sardines on the grill, near beer, fried chicken, and he's talking about female strippers. So if you like any or all those things, make sure you check him out on YouTube. Beha Jackson. Also, Dot Focus. Go to twitch.tv slash, I think it's /DOTFOCUS /about, ABOUT. Or you can just go to Dot Focus, DOTFOCUS, and check out his Call of Duty videos. He's looking for the pink mist. Knock your hat off. He's always doing that. So, make sure you check for him and check out and tell him that the silly guy, Sky Saunders, sent you. All right. Thank you very much for that. All right. Those New Jack Swing records hit. Yes, they did. I want to bring New Jack back. Beans just was a real street guy, but his wasn't lyrically the best. He was one of the best lyrically. I have to disagree with you on that. He has lyrics. He had definite lyrics. If you even in later, in his career on Ignorant-ish off of American Gangster, open the door, unlock the gate. It's that ignorant nigga that you love to hate. Like, I was like, okay, Beans is back. And then he didn't really go anywhere after that. Then he got shot, and then it was sad. So. And his voice changed. They're doing they did an AI of his voice, like his voice was restored. That was pretty cool. And I think DOC and Beans, if I'm not mistaken, DOC and Beanie Siegel got into the booth together. Mike Flex, I see you, sir. Got the hand claps. I didn't know vinyls were so expensive. Them things was $30 at Walmart. I seen Kendrick Lamar album in Walmart because I didn't know they still had. They sold physical albums. Yeah, I guess you can still get CDs somehow, but it's rarely vinyl, which is ironic because it's one of the most it's like ancient, almost literally ancient. It's like going back to the 19th century, vinyl records, I still like to steal my records offline. Well, hey, I'm not even going to say, your name on who said that. And nobody will have to know. Beans was poetic at best. Yes, he was. And he has strong lyrics. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. Wizard said that. That was a good one. Got 3 likes, got 3 people watching. I am not mad. This is a lot more than what was going on yesterday. I only had 12 viewers yesterday. 12 completely. It was, I think I'm like temperature, temperature-wise. I was at 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's scorching. That's more than scorching. That's obliterating. That's a lot of heat. 4 likes. I appreciate it. Thank you for getting the likes up. Thank you for getting the subscriptions up. I need the subscriptions up too. I'm at 952 currently. I need to get to at least 10 billion. But I'm at 952. Strong at 952. So it was difficult. It was difficult for Kendrick Lamar. He was the one that slew the Hydra. He eventually slew him. It was a difficult task, but he ultimately won. Like Kendrick Lee obviously won. There's no question. There's no like, well, you know, Drake had a few. No, no, no. If Kendrick just had Euphoria, if he just had Euphoria, he could even have won right there. But when that like that just wop 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 wop. Ladies and gentlemen, smoke your Rick James Pax. My girlfriend of 24 years of age has dumped me. Fact. Salute to you anyway. We all die alone. Fact. Sorry to hear that. I'm sure you're gonna rebound though. I'm sure you'll rebound with a better looking chick, better smelling chick, better tasting chick, if I could venture to say that. What's your take on the Super Bowl performance? The message behind it. The message behind it was very well crafted. I thought everything was great except Kendrick Lamar. It wasn't his best part. It wasn't. He's not. I was expecting him to be like there are three people that come to mind with best. I know there are more, but the three people that come to mind that are hip hop, juggernauts and legends: KRS-One, Busta Rhymes, and Common. They're like in their 50s though. So they may not be jumping around the stage as much as they were, but back in their prime, they'd be all over. They were jumping up and down. They were waving in the crowd, getting the crowd involved and waving side to side. Keep your hands high, Rick, stop it, please. You admitted to being a switch hitter. Wizards going against what Rick was saying now, Rick James. Rick James he's crying now. Oh my God, he's feeling it. He's feeling some type of way. Y'all got to give him some time. Give Rick some time. Give him some space. Rick, you don't have to be here, man. I'm glad you're here, but if you don't want to be here, I can totally understand. I know what it's like. I mean, she's out of my life. I totally understand. Mike Flex, I would rather seen Grandpa Snoop on stage than Kendrick with zesty hip moves. He had zesty hip moves. That's crazy. I don't even remember that. I just remember him with the bell bottoms going with the mic real close to his mouth like that. Then sometimes he'll go like this, and then they'll go right to the mic like that, and he's like holding it really low, and he's looking down. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I think it was a curiosity thing. If the numbers are true, which I think they are, but there's been debate over, they inflated the Nielsen numbers and stuff like that. If it was the most watched halftime show in history, it was mainly because of the curiosity. They're like, wow, they got a rapper nigger. Okay, I've seen some rapper niggers on here before, but he's on his own. He's got a fat booty looking chick up there, and they got the American flag thing, and then they got like it was a curiosity thing. I think it was, if anything. Pause. Girlfriend of 24 years. Question that. I don't think no, not of 24 years. 24 years of age. I think he meant to say. I think he did say that. He said 24 years of age. 24 years of age, not 24 years. That would have been special because Mr. Rick James is at least 76 years old. Rick, I still miss my ex. We reconnected a while back. It ended bad. That's why I don't ever do that. I'm never going to do that. I don't care. I told her BD. I told her B. I'm reading it like he said it. I told her BD. I was smashing to get her out of my life. I still miss the. Okay. Meow. The meow meow. He still misses the meow. The kitty. But that's what masturbation is for. That's what it is. Rock it alone. Rub one out and go to sleep. That's like an adult. Cause I understand, you know, it could go either way. If I get married, it's gonna be on terms of my own. It's gonna be my own terms. She's gonna worship me because I put in work. I'm a man of virtues and of values and principles. And she would have to. She wouldn't be a doormat, but she would still have to bow and scrape for me because I'm just that great. I'm just that a great man. I'm a great man. I'm a man of my word. I always tell her the truth. I'm always honest. I'm always have integrity. You know, so. She was still with her baby daddy. Is that what you're saying? I was smashing. Oh wow. Nah, Scott, I'm fasting from that. Okay, you're fasting. Okay, I didn't know what the BD stood for. My dumb ass didn't process. Your baby her baby daddy. Okay, you were smashing that. Well, be careful out here in these streets, cause you know niggas get real antsy. You know when it comes to their girl. Oh, you mess with my girl. Or pop, 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 pop. Pew, 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 pew. You gotta be careful out here in these streets. In these physical streets. I mean, even in these YouTube and, you know, social streets. You gotta be careful. Yes. Yes. And you know what? It was interesting, too, because she had... She was so excited. A little bit of brown stuff came out, too. I was like, what the hell? I was like, sure, what's going on? I just wiped it on the sheet. And I kept moving. It was crazy. I was like, whoa, 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 because I was just like, you know, it's three fingers. You just go like that. She was like all over. I was like, damn, like she was water. It was like the water was like, and then a little bit of brown stuff came out. I was like, what the hell? She got really excited. She got really excited. Yeah, I know. It's hard to let go. Nah, you going too far. Hey, I'm telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the reality. I wasn't messing around like that with her no more, like on that level. You know, we did the thing a few times. We did the wild thing a few more times, but I wasn't about to get, you know, some doo-doo on my hands. It was like liquidy. It was like, I'm getting crazy right now. I'm getting crazy. Yeah, I know. I've heard that too, but I think it's more so vaginal fluid. That's what I think it is, more so than anything else. I think it's not urine. It's vaginal fluid. You know that's piss. I'm 22 years married and still takes a number. And still takes a number 3. Yeah, it's vaginal fluid. That's what it is. But Drake is the Hydra. Drake is the Hydra. That's the whole point. I listened to the album Party Next Door, SSS for You. Like I said, he came back. It wasn't like he fell, and he didn't even need. He doesn't need to do anything, actually. I mean, I think everything is paid for, or he has, you know, enough money off of his publishing and his masters that cover everything. So I think he's pretty good for the rest of his life. He could be like 86 years old and still looking back like, yeah, take care. I still get money off of that. Like, I still get money off of views, and I still get money off of if you're reading this, it's too late. Like, you don't have to do a damn thing. Hotline Bling paid for, you know, his son's college. Like, that's all he had to do was make Hotline Bling or Passion Fruit. That's all he has to do. That means he's a dedicated artist. I think Drake is one of the most dedicated artists of all time. Drake needed to drop a 21 collab. Yeah. What was it? Her Loss. That was the last one they had. No, Drake. The label albums. Okay. That's a good point. He signed a lifelong deal, I believe. I did not know that. I know that he signed a $400 million deal with UMG, the company he sued. I don't know what is there bad blood with him and UMG? Are they on a different level now, or what is their relationship? I don't know. 21 is not nice, bro. He's talking to Wizard. 21 is like, I don't want to compare him to anybody. I like his songs just because of 21. It's just fun to say 21. Like, he reminds me a lot in some ways of Snoop. If I was going to compare him to somebody, he reminds me of Snoop in a way. If you can understand why I say that, then you get my drift. His flow is different. The way that Snoop came in the game, it was very laid back, very slow, very melodic, very, kind of cool like that. I'm too cool for school kind of thing. Mike Flex, it's nothing better than that with the cream pie mixture. Wow, now we're going deeper and deeper down the hole. Pause. 21 mid. You might be right, Wizard. 21 might be mid, but it's still fun to say 21, 21. 21, 21. It's the production for them ATL cats. I can't even think of a 21 Savage song. Oh yeah, I do. In my bank account. In my bank account. I got $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $7 million in my bank account. In my bank account. So, and he's technically not an ATL rapper. He's technically a British rapper, kind of like Slick Rick. Slick Rick was from the UK, so they came over to the United States. He found his way, but I would say he's an American. He's still an American, even though he was born in UK. I love you for so many reasons. So I still say that Drake was the Hydra. Drake is still a Hydra, not Goliath. It didn't take one rock or stone to knock him down. He fought. This is his way of fighting. He still may be knocked down. He still may be taken out. He may not, and definitely his power has diminished. But 15, 16 years going on now, you can't beat that with a stick if you want to use a cliche. I heard Slick think he better than us. He said he called us crumbs. He called Americans crumbs. Will Drake drop another album? Yeah, he'll drop his own album. The next album he drops is going to be by himself with features. I don't know who's going to feature him. Probably it's going to be, some Jamaican cats, some English cats, some Toronto cat, Canadian people. That's what I'm going to see on his features. It's not going to be like Rihanna anymore. It's not going to be, ASAP Rocky or something like that. Is he still with Cash? No. As far as I understand, he's not with Cash Money anymore. He's got OVO Sound, and it's part of Republic, which is different. Which I understand is different. Republic Records is a universal music group label. So, I still think he's the Hydra. He wasn't Goliath. I'm mixing the Christian mythology with the Greek mythology now. So, he was the Hydra, not the Goliath. And so that's how I'm standing on it. I could be wrong, but I have to stand on my ground. Fabby was very thorough and precise with his critique of what I was saying. I appreciate that. Slick a clown, but he wasn't lyrically nice. Back when he dropped, but the fake jeweler mixed with the real jewelry is legendary. Well, I don't think Slick Rick was whack. He's one of the best storytellers ever in the game, in the history of hip hop. One of the best storytellers ever. One of the best party starters. Lottie dotty, we likes to party. We don't bother anybody. He in the show. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going crazy, y'all. I'm doing stupid stuff. I meant to say he was nice. Oh, okay. I'm like, what? Okay. What's next for Kendrick? Star said it was hard for him to sell tickets. I didn't realize that. Wow. I did not realize that. I didn't think it was tough for Kendrick to sell tickets. But Kendrick really doesn't have to do much either. The streams, he could eat off of that for decades. He could eat off of that for decades. If he sold from to Good Kid, Mad City. That was his second album. His first album was Section 80. That didn't do well. That didn't make a big splash. But Good Kid, Mad City is considered a masterpiece. To Pimp a Butterfly is a masterpiece. Damn is a masterpiece. Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper is a masterpiece. So he's got masterpieces, and that's what makes him. And GNX, I get that GNX is decent, but it's not like extraordinary. It's like a, I can vibe to this kind of album. I can ride to this. I can put this in my my car when I'm riding around. When I'm at work, I can put this on in my earbuds or my power beats. Kendrick need 3 more albums. GNX was for the West Coast. Yeah, West Coast is the best coast. West Side. It's not the South anymore. It was the North, then the West, then the South for a long time. Then it was like the North and then the South, then the South still held on, and then it's the West now. It's all West Side. West Side. West Side taking over. GNX's worst album. Probably. Maybe Section 80 is his worst album. GNX is strong, though. Especially for the songs, Luther. If this world were mine. Like, that, I love that song. That's a great track. Luther. That's the truth. It's the truth. So, I think GNX was strong. And I love the rollout. I loved how it was a surprise album. I loved how it made, a splash. And nobody was expecting it. They're like, oh, shit. Or S. Excuse me. I'm cussing now. They're like, oh, he dropped GNX. That's pretty strong. Yeah, Luther is nice. Luther is very nice. I love Luther. I can't even think about any other songs. But yeah, GNX is a strong album. I have to give him that much credit. It's a strong album. Not a masterpiece, but it's a classic. GNX is a classic. He's got at least 3 masterpieces. Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn. He's got at least 3. I may be missing somewhere in there, but those 3 are masterpieces, definitely. All's my life I has to fight, nigga. All's my life I. I'm up and we got us, and we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Can you feel me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you feel me? That's my favorite Kendrick Lamar song of all time. All right. Until he makes another song, that's my favorite. All right. That song, and then the video was great. Videos aren't art. We have to make that conversation, but it definitely conveys a message that police brutality and the black man's role in America and how he maneuvers. That just hit me the way that that video was shot. It fit the song beautifully. Some videos are like, what? This doesn't make any sense. But it fit the song beautifully. He's floating through the air. He's on top of the light pole. That was cool. Real Williams killed the production on that track. Is it Real Williams or Real? Because there's a Real in here that comes in sometimes. Yeah, Real Williams. That's great. That's great production. But that wasn't. Wait a minute. You said Real Williams? Oh, for real Williams. I was like, See, I didn't understand that. For Pharrell Williams. I was about to say, I'm like, real Williams, what? Oh, but Pharrell Williams, yeah. Pharrell Williams. I got you. I understand. I'm slow like that. I have to be cued in. But it's been real. Check my spelling and my wording and everything. And if you think that I'm wrong, continue to tell people. Go through the channel, say, look, this nigga Sky was messed up. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But you just still see what he's saying because he does have interesting perspectives. So I appreciate everybody that came in today. And I will see you sometime around this time tomorrow. Thank you very much. Take care.